Next at 10, multiple tornadoes touch down in the big country from Abilene to San Angelo. We show you the team coverage and the destruction. Your news starts in 60 seconds.
Up in the sky, you could see the funnel.
I mean, it's just unreal. It's bad.
Waking up to a mess.
I saw the roof go, and it pushed me into the kitchen. I was holding on to the stove.
Homes damaged, down power lines and tree branches snapped.
The first responders came through here a while ago, checked it out, went door to door.
Tonight, we have team coverage from San Angelo to Abilene. A special edition of KTXS News at 10 starts now.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. This is KTXS News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for team coverage of today's devastating tornadoes. In less than 12 hours, the Abilene City Council will hold an emergency meeting to announce a curfew for the hardest hit areas. We'll be at City Hall tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and carry that meeting live for you on Facebook. At the same time, they're asking for volunteers to meet at the old Kmart at South First and the Winters Freeway to help with the massive cleanup efforts now underway. The extent of the work ahead even more apparent when you see that damage from up above. New at 10, KTXS anchor Will Jensen gives us an aerial tour of one of the hardest areas hit in Abilene.
This is what it looked like from the sky after a tornado rips through South Abilene near the Winters Freeway and South 7th Street. More than 100 homes and businesses damaged, most of those suffering moderate to severe damage. Abilene Drone sent us this video, the tops of some homes torn off. You can see right into people's living rooms, their bedrooms, businesses dealing with down signs and fencing. Abilene police also had a drone up and released this video. The Willow Springs Health and Rehabilitation Center suffered roof damage. They also lost power and had to evacuate. Fire trucks and ambulances in front, making sure everyone's okay. Despite the significant damage to homes and businesses in South Abilene, there were no reports of serious injuries. Hard to believe when you take a look at this view from above.
Hard to believe. Well, we now turn to KTXS meteorologist Jillian Grace with a look at where tornadoes touched down this morning.
So here's a look at some of the storm reports, especially across the big country. A pretty busy day you could see here, even the reports of the tornadoes, also some hail and even thunderstorm wind damage. I want to zoom in closer now, especially into Tom Green County, making its way into Runnels and even parts of Coleman. We tracked a storm that produced some frequent tornadoes across the area, also some damaging tornadoes at that, and also into Abilene. We are waiting for the National Weather Service to come out and survey the damage that will happen tomorrow, so we'll be able to determine if this is straight line wind damage or in fact a tornado. Then also a tornado reported at Lake Fort Phantom. But what I want to look at is some of the rainfall that we received, and looking here at the orange and yellow color, that is the track that some of those stronger thunderstorms that did produce a tornado, that is where they fell. And again, heavy rainfall all the way through San Angelo, Tom Green County into Coleman, and even north of the Abilene area. Looking at your alert tracker for tonight and into tomorrow, staying at the low risk range. Much quieter conditions are expected as we head into Sunday, but things might start to change as we head into Monday. We could see more rain and storms back into our area. I'll have more on that coming up.
Thank you, Jillian. Also new at 10, that tornado that hit Abilene was caught on camera. Take a look. Clayton Underwood shot this video as that tornado passed over Lake Fort Phantom. You have to look closely. You could see the funnel cloud when that lightning flashes. A still picture gives us yet a better look at it. Well, before making its way to Fort Phantom, the twister hammered South Abilene. The National Weather Service will be here tomorrow at 10 to survey the damage. KTXS morning anchor Olivia DeVinti shows us what they'll find.
This was the scene just after 6 this morning.
My she's about 9 months pregnant right now.
Dennis and Helm's focus, his wife.
I saw the wind pick up and get to the bathroom now.
Emergency personnel arriving to help the elderly out of Willow Springs, which had to be evacuated.
Damage was seen all across town, tearing roofs off of homes and landing trees here in the street.
Across the highway, cars from a used car lot pushed by the powerful winds out into the street, and gas leaking in the area. Over at Reagan Elementary, a portable classroom destroyed. People already out cleaning up, like these residents on South 5th, using a chainsaw to cut down broken tree limbs that fell on these trucks. Throughout the morning, we saw many just like them coming together to help one another.
We lost a little bit of our roof.
And for Dennison, he knows things could have been a lot worse.
We got lucky, and God is with us.
Very lucky. Images that played out throughout the entire city. And as you begin the cleanup at your home, Abilene Police is encouraging people to be extremely cautious. Watch out for downed power lines and debris. Another part of town that was hit hard by the tornadoes, South 2nd and Willis. People there tonight are trying to clean up the mess following this morning's high winds and rain. Trees fell on cars and homes. Many roofs literally were torn off of houses. Some businesses in the area also saw damage.
Whatever this was, tornado action activity.
Right.
When we got here about 5:30 this morning, this had already come through.
Right.
And it slammed it pretty hard.
There was one injury on South 2nd Street. A man was treated and released from the hospital, thankfully, after his small cabin blew over. He suffered head and back injuries. Abilene Mayor Anthony Williams signed a disaster declaration. Governor Greg Abbott also making all state resources available. The governor called both Mayor Williams and Taylor County Judge Downey Bowles this morning to assure them the state of Texas is ready to help with recovery efforts. 2 shelters are open tonight in Abilene, this one for anyone who had to evacuate their home. You can go to J.V. Daniels Recreation Center on North 8th Street, also the Salvation Army on Butternut. Well, we continue our team coverage in Runnels County. Take a look at this damage in Ballinger, a mobile home belonging to Kit and Deborah Hurt destroyed. Thankfully, no one was injured. The National Weather Service will also be in Ballinger tomorrow at 10 a.m. to assess the damage there. And KTXS Weekend anchor Courtney Brown, she joins us now live in the studio after spending the day in Ballinger. Courtney, what did you see?
Veronica, as I was walking around, I noticed many people were out lending a helping hand, whether it was cleaning up debris or bringing supplies to people who lost their homes. While the unity was nice, I spoke with several people who hope the reason for it never happens again. Dark skies, high winds, and loud sounds is what many people witnessed Saturday morning as this tornado, which was caught on camera by Letza Paisley, swept through the north side of Ballinger.
It was so roaring so loud, and the trees was just bent over, and it was raining so hard, and glass was flying everywhere.
Normie Bryant's home destroyed, and right next door, her neighbor, Julie Wilson, trying to figure out what to keep and what to throw away after the tornado took out half of her home.
My husband grabbed the dogs. He got them in a closet, and I was on my way back there, and our bay window blew out. I saw the roof go, and it pushed me into the kitchen. I was holding on to the stove.
The tornado also caused damage to the water tower on the north side of town and at the high school.
Track is still underwater. The stands got damaged a little bit, but we know the baseball field is total loss. The high school itself is fine.
Even though the area had fallen trees, crushed cars, and downed power lines, we saw one common trend: togetherness.
Very blessed to live in a community like this, that everyone steps out and helps anyone in need.
More good news to come out of a bad situation. We are also told there were no injuries. Live in the studio, Courtney Brown, KTXS News.
Courtney, thank you. Nice to see people coming together all throughout the big country. And in San Angelo, the mayor there has issued a curfew for the area of 22nd Street between Poe and Main Streets from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Only people who live in the area can be there. The city's northeast side hit the hardest.
It's at least an EF2 tornado. We needed to look at all the pictures that we took today because the rating could go even higher.
Saturday morning's tornado narrowly missed a school, according to the National Weather Service, as it traveled southwest to northeast in San Angelo. That tornado leaving behind plenty of destruction in its path. Roofs ripped off, uprooted trees that people were seen later cutting down, and plenty of downed power lines. People taking shelter in their bathrooms and closets.
He held this big old door up against the closet because it sounded like a train coming.
Despite collapsed buildings, there are no reported fatalities or major injuries. San Angelo's assistant fire chief says they responded to one major rescue.
We have a West Texas boys ranch. We had a roof collapsed out there and had a 17-year-old boy trapped.
That teen is one of many lucky individuals that escaped a collapsed ceiling. Some 40 people taking shelter at the First Methodist Church in the heart of San Angelo.
We were able to determine we had somewhere an estimate of 42 houses with severe damage. We have somewhere between 8 and 10 that are completely destroyed.
Those people later not able to return to their homes to clean up until the electrical company can kill all the power. For the time being, people like Deborah are staying put at the shelter.
Just scary. Don't want to do it again anytime soon, so tell that weather to stay somewhere else.
No, we don't, Deborah. And a Tom Green County judge declared a disaster declaration this morning in San Angelo. Well, we have been getting great photos and videos of the weather damage like these from viewers. If you have pictures or videos of the damage, please send them to us. It's easy. Just go to ktxs.com/chime in on your cell phone. Well, like Deborah was saying, I hope they get a break from the rain and bad weather while the pickup and the, the recovery or, the cleanup efforts continue.
And the good news is that'll happen for tomorrow. We might have some rain that's going to head our way towards Monday afternoon into Monday night. I'll have more on that coming up.
Also coming up here on KTXS News at 10, we have the latest on the Merkel kidnapping suspect.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. You're watching KTXS News at 10 with Courtney Brown and Nick Mantis.